Hi everyone, this is Heather Lawton from the Flourish.Academy. Hey, I'm here with Robby. Hey Robby.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm doing well.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Do you know what time it is?
It is weekly Q&A time.
It's Q&A time. Hey, before we get into these questions, let's talk about the upcoming solar eclipse.
August 21st. This is a big deal, and I really wanted to talk about this today. This is the first time it's going to happen in like 45 years, and there won't be a total solar eclipse in another like 45 years.
Oh, wow.
So definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So we have our solar glasses here. They look cool too, which is nice. And we're thinking about getting some solar filters in too, just so you could photograph the eclipse. I'm gonna have more on that, but you know, you can't stare directly at the eclipse or it'll burn them out.
Right.
But we could definitely we're definitely gonna have some fun with this. So keep posted if you want to view the solar eclipse with your family. We can definitely do something.
Jessica says her and her family are going to South Carolina to see it because I think it's supposed to be better there.
Yeah, like it's along the thing, like along the coast. So yeah.
Oh, man, that is awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, let's dive into these questions.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got here.
All right. So, from Leslie, how do you set boundaries, turn people down? I have a hard time saying no to people because the type of session they want isn't necessarily my niche to photograph, or because I don't want to stretch myself too thin.
Good point.
She's teaching full-time, and she wants to have family time, especially when I'm still trying to establish myself as a legit photographer. Turning people away seems a little bit counterproductive.
Oh, that's a great question. That's my friend Leslie.
All right.
And I would say this. How do you set boundaries? Well, first of all, you establish what it is you want to have happen. So you set goals for your life and your business, and then you set your boundaries around those goals, and then you just institute them. You just say no. If it doesn't fit within your goals or your lifestyle and you don't have the margin for it, you just say, no thank you, I'm not available. Women have a really hard time with this. I don't think men struggle with this as much because men are just like, no, I don't have time, right? But women are like, oh, I want to help. I would set the boundaries, establish them, and then just tell people. I remember clearly, very early on in my wedding career, I made a big announcement at a family reunion. I have a ton of cousins, and I said, hey, when you all get married, don't ask me to photograph your wedding because I want to celebrate with you. I want to have fun. I'll help you find a photographer. But you have to start your boundaries by setting them with yourself. So you have to figure out what works for me and my family. And I mean, I would write them down, put your goals on paper, and then you say to people, I'm sorry, I'm not available to shoot that right now. I have no problem saying that. I'm sorry that I'm not available to shoot that right now. I'd love to do that for you, but my schedule doesn't allow. Here's someone that can help you. Now that's key. If you have someone in your arsenal that you feel comfortable referring, then you don't feel bad like you're just leaving them hanging.
Yeah.
So I say set the goals, establish the boundaries, and then stick to them. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, can't overstretch yourself.
No,
gotta be the best you.
Oh, let me ask you this one.
There you go. That's from Amanda.
Okay, Amanda asks, as a general rule of thumb, how often should you have your cameras tuned up or maintained? Should this be different from pro to hobbyists to momographer?
Momographers, that's now my new favorite term.
That was good.
Definitely it's like as needed. But I always say if you're shooting a lot, you're putting those clicks on the camera, you're changing out lenses, do once a year. I mean, at least.
At least.
Yeah,
right.
like I say for all my wedding photographers, tune them up before the season. But also, you know your camera. Like, if something's not performing right, you see some dust spots when you're shooting outside, when you're shooting wide open at that 1.4, 1.8, and you're not getting that crisp image like you used to, I would definitely, you know, bring it in. We'll take a look at it, look at everything. And even if you think there's something going wrong, that's kind of even a clear sign. You know, you're a photographer now. You know your camera. It's just like a car. It needs service. It needs maintenance, and we're here to help out.
I always say that too. If it feels off, it probably is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hurt to get it maintained and cleaned anyway. I was talking at the off-camera flash workshop last evening, and I explained this. I said at least once a year.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Why not? It's super inexpensive. Just get it done.
Get a sensor cleaning. Get your lenses micro-adjusted. It's worth it.
It is worth it.
All right.
Next from Kim.
All right, Kimberly. You shared a video about changing Lightroom file names. After I change the name and edit the image, how does Lightroom know where to find the image if I have to retrieve it later? If the original is still DSC 5074
Got it.
and I change it to Senior Girl.
Yeah, that's a good question. And the reason she's asking that particular question is Lightroom is non-destructive editing, which means what you do in Lightroom does not actually happen to the photo on the drive until you marry those changes and you export it. So like for instance, if you turn a photo black and white in Lightroom, it's still in color on your hard drive until you export it and either overwrite that or create a new file. But there are a few things that Lightroom does impact to the file on the operating system, and file name is one of them. them. So for instance, when you rename files in Lightroom, it actually physically renames them on your hard drive. When you move folders inside of Lightroom, it actually physically moves them on your hard drive. Now where you tend to run into trouble is if you rename something in another program, or you move files like in Finder or Windows Explorer, then Lightroom can't find those files. But if you are renaming from inside of Lightroom, it actually renames them on your hard drive, so you should be fine. That won't be an issue. Hopefully that helps.
I'm learning something today, too.
Oh, yeah.
I use Lightroom all the time, did not know that.
Lightroom's non-destructive. There are a few things, yeah.
Well, that's cool. I got to keep that in mind. Great question. I like that. I really like that one.
Okay. Mary says, or Marie, I don't know, how would you say that?
M-A-R-I?
Marie or Mary?
I'm the worst with the names.
Sorry, okay. All right, flash brackets. I always use one when doing low light indoor photography. However, the one I have now should be upgraded to better support my newer equipment, 5D Mark III 600 EX RT.
Good setup.
Good setup. Would you have recommendations? I feel like flash brackets aren't used by many photographers anymore.
They aren't.
I'd love to shoot without one due to the weight, but I don't know how to get good on-camera lighting for vertical shots without a bracket. Great question. Do you have any tips? Is a bracket absolutely needed? Are there any other gadgets that would accomplish the same thing?
Ooh, I'm
gonna
say
lighter in weight.
I'm gonna take this one a little bit, but I want you to join.
I have an opinion.
All right.
I do.
Flash brackets. Not many people use them nowadays. It is. You're right. But like some people, I have like a core of people that would with their dying hands not give up their flash brackets.
They're
hardcore flash bracket guys. So if you like it, if you're used to it, go for it. We got some more sturdy ones in the store where you can tilt and lean. We don't sell many nowadays. It's funny because it's an older game.
It is.
That seems like all the older guys, the older studios used to use those like back in the day. But they are nice for like if you're getting a little bit above, you're casting shadows.
Yes.
But I think there's so many good flash attachments. Like we just became a dealer of this whole new company. I didn't even tell you this yet. It's called Magmod. We just became Magmod dealers.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so they're coming in. We're excited. I just got the email this morning that they opened us up and we put an order in.
Oh, Robby, that's great news.
I'm saying we're gonna get some really, really fun flash attachment in.
Yeah.
And I think like these are lightweight ones. They're not really hard to use. And I think it's like, and I made a thread in the Pittsburgh Photographers, another Facebook group. And I said, hey, anyone ever hear of this company or use it? And like 50 people right away said, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So we may be changing that flash bracket out for a Magmod system here. But I would say stop in. I do have a few like professional level flash brackets, but I don't know, I feel like not a lot of people use them nowadays. There's so many good new modifiers on the market.
Okay, this is hilarious. We did not discuss this before this video, but I read the question. And so I'm going to give my answer.
Go ahead.
But it's going to sound like I'm saying the exact same thing as you because I agree completely. I used to use a flash bracket. I had a flash bracket on my camera at weddings. It kills your neck and your shoulder, but I wanted to get nice vertical shots with flash, and that was the only way I knew how to do it at the time. Okay, but since these different types of flash modifiers came out, specifically Magmod, it has completely changed the game. Now when you have inline pocket wizards with a Magmod, you can make amazing light without the weight of that flash bracket. Leanne uses Magmod.
Yeah, Leanne, like when she said it, I said I'm getting it in. That's it. Leanne, yeah.
She loves them.
That's
we
awesome.
used them last night in our off-camera flash workshop. She demonstrated them. I have to have them. I will own these because I think it's amazing. But what we did was we put gels on it, we put grids, we put the sphere on it, and it made beautiful light without the heaviness of the bracket. And they're so smart. Why did we not invent this?
I know. They're like the smartest company.
It is so brilliant. So I agree with you. I would not invest in a bracket and try to find the world's perfect bracket. I have several of them, actually, because I was always looking for the best.
You're looking for one?
Yeah, just come to my closet. I have them in my cabinet. But I would not recommend that. If I were starting now and I did not have that equipment already, I would definitely recommend Magmod with your flash, and you can just angle it and get great light.
Like I'm gonna have some demos in store of this. I'm doing some Facebook videos on it. It looks so cool, so I'm very excited about that line.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, let's keep moving.
All right, yep.
Nicole Rimby asks, hi, I'm slowly beginning out, working on building up my portfolio a tad before unveiling myself via Facebook page website. In order to do that, I'm contacting certain individuals for free sessions to get acclimated the best I can.
Sure.
Question is, once I start up, I will still offer at a lower rate, but how do you ensure that those same individuals will come back a year later, refer you when your prices increase due to your experience, and not just using you for your original reduced prices? And if I'm allowed to ask another question, Robby, why would one buy a Sigma 35R over a Canon 35 or Canon 35 1.4 preference? So go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so regarding the
that first part.
pricing, that's how I started out, was doing a lot of things for free and then slowly increasing my prices over time. But your question is, how do you keep those clients that came in at a low price, maybe because you were cheap? How do you keep them with you or loyal as you grow? And I think the difference is, besides providing good photos, that's basic, you have to do that, is by providing an incredible experience. So I look for ways to add value at every point that I am interacting with my client. So they become loyal and they want to come back to you because they love you. So it becomes not about the photos and not about the price. And I always say, building customer loyalty, we've talked about this before, is different than having a satisfied customer. Anybody can do that. Customer loyalty is people will put on blinders and they will ignore better, faster, cheaper options. They will ignore all of those in favor of you because they have connected with you and they love you. So connect with people, add value, and they will come along for the ride. Most of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Not all of them. You'll lose some, and that's okay. Maybe as your prices grow, you just offer mini sessions that are less expensive for the people that you still want to continue to work with. But that's my approach, is to add as much value as possible so that I connect with them and I build relationships so that they come back.
Nicole, they're going to be bragging about that. They said that they were one of the first people to photograph with you in a couple years, so don't worry. You're going to kill it.
I've actually had that happen. I've had people say they were Weddings by Heather original like 13 years ago.
They're going to be a Nicole original, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's good.
You're going to have a good rollout. Canon Sigma 35 Art, Canon 35, both 1.4, both at excellent build quality. We sell 10 to 1 the Sigma.
Really?
Yeah. It seems it's very much a price point thing. There's $1,000 price point.
Oh my gosh!
$1,000 difference pretty much in there.
A pretty big difference.
But both of them are phenomenal. I've seen a lot of reviews, a lot of people who've tried out both, where they say the Sigma has more pop or they like the bokeh a little bit more. I would say get your hands on both, but it seems like we saw like the hot thing right now. The buzz is the Sigma Art series.
It is very hot.
It's very buzz. It's very like that's like people want that art series. But if you could swing it for the Canon 35, those are pretty tried and tested. Like that'll be working 10 years down the road. Sigma, like they've been on the market for years now, but we haven't really seen that 10-year promise or anything like that, like a Canon L series lens. But right now, what's hot, what people like, what the look that people are going for, they can seem to achieve it using that 35 art, and it is under $1,000. It is 1.4. It is made in Japan.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong either way. Maybe rent them, try them out.
Do you have them here?
I have the Sigma Arts in my
then
my rental.
No brainer. Rent it.
Yeah, just rent
and practice with it. Yeah,
because that's a lens. That's one of the only lenses I can say, the 35 Art, that you'll know instantly. I love this. Get this off my body. You know what I mean? Like you'll kind of see. So it's a polarizing lens, but some people just love it.
I agree with that.
It is.
It's so funny. You know that I owned the Canon 35 for about a week. About 10 years ago.
About a week?
About a week. Now, this is before you could rent gear.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy now. Just come in and rent it and play with it. I purchased it because I thought I'd love it. I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it. It's not my focal length. It's not my focal length. Leanne loves the 35. She does really well with it. It's just not my thing. So I had, Jody says she loves her 35 Art.
Look at that. I'm telling you, you're going to get the most diehard raving fans about Sigma 35 Art more than any other lens in the world.
Funny?
It is. People love that lens. And it's a good lens.
How did they do that? Create all of that buzz? So.
I don't know. I need to call Sigma. They did a good job.
Marketing.
They did a really good job.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
All right. Next one is for me.
All right.
Michelle
okay.
There.
Michelle asked. Michelle was the off-camera flash last night.
Awesome, Michelle. Great job going. I can't wait to see your images.
Did you know that she is also a civil engineer? Isn't that funny?
That is crazy.
So Leanne's an engineer. I'm an engineer. I thought that was great. I thought that was exciting. Okay, she's going to the Canadian Rocky Mountains. It was
Congratulations.
Fun. Considering renting a lens with her D750, what would be an awesome lens for photographing the Milky Way and, if possible, the Northern Lights? I've read that you have to compile photos for astronomy photographs. Do you recommend any program or any other tips? Also, will my 24 to 72.8 suffice for landscape pictures? Thanks in advance.
So I'm gonna start at the end there. 2470 will suffice for landscape photos. You'd be good. Sometimes if you get too ultra wide in landscape, you're losing perspective. One of my favorite landscape photographers uses a 50mm for everything because it's in the perspective of the eye.
Yo.
So I think you'll do well with the 24 to 70.
Yeah, agreed.
But now it's time for me to geek out and nerd out because I love astrophotography. That is like totally my passion.
Oh, you're into that.
I'm a geek. I like it.
Yeah.
So you have a D750. We have a Tamron 15 to 30, 2.8 in a rental. You need to get it. I'm not letting you go to the Rockies without it. And when you come in, I'm gonna have me or my resident astrophotographer here, Peter.
He's really good.
His work's
I saw
amazing.
his photos. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I would say something wide and fast. And you want to make sure it doesn't have any of that coma. So coma is when we're shooting wide, and let's say this is our frame here, and we look right in the corner, and we see those stars. See, they're not very sharp.
Right.
There's a rating on the lenses for chromatic aberration and coma. So it gets a little bit deeper into it, but it's not very hard if you have a full frame camera and you have a very solid ultra wide to capture the northern lights, to capture the Milky Way. I really want you to reach out to me on this. Give me a call. Let's set up a time before you leave, because I'm going to make you an astrophotography queen here. I'm telling you, I'm going to make, like, I would definitely recommend an ultra wide. And like even just your walk around shots, it'll be a lot of fun. But we'll get you going on that.
Oh,
and
that's awesome.
My guys can talk all day about that, so it's a lot of fun.
That is great. I did not know that that's what that was referred to on the edges when it's not sharp.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know I've seen it, but I didn't know that was called that.
And go to our Facebook page, YM Camera, and go look at the second video I posted. It's Peter's Milky Way shooting at Cherry Spring State Park in PA. The dark sky. Like, it's crazy. You got to check it out.
Yeah, he's really good.
All right, this one's definitely for you.
Oh, okay.
Stacey asks, how do you know if you are charging the right prices, especially after you increase?
Oh.
Have you ever raised your prices and then regretted it months later when you feel like you aren't getting enough business? I get wedding inquiries, send them my pricing guide, and never hear back. So I started following up, and they said they booked with someone else.
Ah, that happens. But the truth is, you should not be booking everyone. There's a certain percentage that should be walking away, and that's fine, because if you're booking everyone, you're too cheap. So, did I ever regret a price increase? Oh, the answer to that is negative. No, I have never regretted a price increase. But, okay, how do you know? Here's how you know. Are you getting your target client, and are you getting enough of them? So that, to me, comes back to setting goals. I set goals for this is how many shoots I want, how many weddings I want, and these are shooting goals versus income goals. And as long as I'm meeting those, then I know that my pricing is in line and I'm getting the right clients. Yeah. Okay, if you're not meeting your goals or you're getting clients that don't fit, then yes, there could be a disconnect and we need to look at it. Yeah. So that's how you would know. Am I getting the clients? Now, she said she's not getting as many clients as she wants. However, when you do increase, it sometimes takes some time. There's some lead time in that in order to build it back up, because sometimes you lose some of your base, your referral base, and that's okay. I'm pretty fearless when it comes to this. I just go for it, and I've never regretted it because it always works out. I mean, really, I ask myself, am I meeting my goals, and do I have more time or money? Do I need more time? Okay, then I need to charge more because I don't need as many shoots. Or do I need more money? All right, I need more shoots and I have the time. This is just about knowing your business and yourself. Yeah. So hopefully that helps.
All right, so...
let's go to this one and then we'll come back to that. Dana, because this is for you. Tell me about film and the 3 biggest pros and cons of film.
Pros, it's a look people try to achieve through digital that you can just achieve through film. The gear is not very expensive, and that's about the only thing I can think of for pros. Yeah. I shoot a lot of film. Yeah. I'm also a film geek. I have a Leica, I have a Nikon F3. I shoot a lot of black and white. I develop myself. I do C41. I love film.
Wow.
Love film. But also in 2016, my now fiance and I took a trip to Philadelphia, and I shot 3 rolls of film. And
fun!
And I exposed them all, and I lost all the images. So that's probably
not fun. Not fun.
Not fun. So that's probably a pretty big con. Is you are risking a little bit. Like
if you screw it up.
If you screw it up, like if you keep the dark slide on for shooting medium format, if you're if you realize the setting's wrong, it's like, I know if I'm shooting a D750 and I have it raw and I'm gonna stop underexposed, not that big a deal.
No problem.
No, not that big a deal. So like what I recommend, and I'd love to see this trend more happening, is if you are a wedding photographer, maybe between the ceremony and the reception, just have a film camera, or even for your second shooter, just because it is a unique look that some people say you really can't achieve on film, but it is risky. It's hard. I don't think you can build a film business off film. Not on 2017.
No, 2017. My friend David Burke shoots a lot of film for his personal work. Yeah. So he just came back from vacation. I forget how many rolls of film he said he exposed. He loves it, but it's fun.
It is fun.
You have to be more deliberate in your shots, you have to be more present. You're not like chimping all the time. So, and he loves that look. So I think for personal use,
it's fun. And for me, it slows me down. You know, with my DSLR, I can go and take 4,000 shots. I like 4 of them. With my Leica, I can take 24 shots, and I like 4 of them. So it's just like...
So why not?
Yeah, but if you want to get into film, I will tell you this. We have about 150 film cameras here.
Oh.
Name your price, I'll help you out.
If you want to play around.
If you want a film camera and a roll film, I'll set you up. Come talk to me.
That's hilarious. Will you hit me with Lindsay's question?
Lindsay, are there rules for model calls? Don't even know what this is. Free, not free. If free, what should be given? A certain number of images or prints?
All right,
Thanks.
Good question, Lindsay. Are there rules for model call? No, there are no rules. There are no rules. If you're running your own business, you can do whatever you want. So no, there are definitely no rules. Should they be free or not? It depends on what you're going for with the model call. Is the model call in order for you to practice something new that you want to learn, or is it in order to grow your business and get your name out there? It depends. Wow, I feel like I'm repeating myself. It depends on your goals. What is the goal of the model call session? My friend Mara does model calls with her boudoir business when she wants to try out a new scene that she set up, something new in her studio. Yeah, so she doesn't want somebody to pay her when she's experimenting. So she does it for free. Now, she does have some rules that she sets around those model calls in terms of what's required. You know, are you going to require people to purchase the images, or do they get them for free? Are you requiring people to promote your business? Or, I mean, you just have to structure it so that it makes sense and it helps you to achieve your goals. So start by determining what is the point, what is your desired outcome, what do you hope to have happen, and then work your way backwards.
Very cool.
Pretty straightforward.
All right.
Hopefully that helps.
I think we got 2 more here.
Oh, we're doing good.
All right. From Laura. My question is, how do you wow a client who is new to having professional photography done? I recently had a new client book a newborn mini session and a family session. I felt afterwards like I dropped the ball along the way with her. She never once gave me the wow. This is an awesome photo from either session. I would love for her to be a returning client, but not sure that she will.
Oh, that's a great question. That's my friend Laura. Number 1, don't drop the ball. That's number 1. Don't drop any balls, Laura. Make sure you are over-delivering and you're adding value. How do you get people to keep coming back and loyal? Again, it goes back to connecting with people and building relationships. Yeah. They have to trust you. You have to be dependable. You have to be reliable. You have to show up when you say you're going to show up, deliver when you say you're going to deliver, over-communicate, and deliver good photos. That's how you wow people, is you provide an experience above and beyond what they would expect. Otherwise, they could go to Picture People, or sometimes Target has a little studio. They could do that. If you want them to pay for custom photography, you better give them a custom experience, and it better be like way up here. So I always say to people, if all you need to do is get a few clients. If you can get a few clients, you should get more, because clients beget clients. If you're delivering, over-delivering, and you're providing value to your service. So if you've had a few clients and they are not, number 1, coming back to you, or number 2, telling their friends about you, there is a problem, and the problem is probably you. You have to improve something, and I can almost guarantee it's not the photos. It's how you connect and interact with people. This comes down to relationships. We are in the business of relationships, and my number 1 rule is to leave people better than you found them. That's my number 1 rule. Everything I go by is around that. I want to uplift, encourage, and inspire people just in my interaction with them. You might think it's just, oh, I'm just taking some photos. False! You are not just taking photos. You are providing an experience, and you can improve people's lives. And when you do that, they'll come back to you all day long. They'll find excuses to come back to you. They will find reasons to give you money. Isn't that delightful? That's my approach to that.
If I wasn't on video right now, I think I'd be taking notes.
Thank you.
That's great.
That's good.
That is right. It's providing an experience. In every morning with my business, you know, I don't want to say this, but like I know how easy it is to shop online.
Right.
I know it's easy to go to the big box stores, and I think of that every time. And I ask myself, if as a camera store, am I offering value to my customers?
Smart.
And I think I would say, would I want to shop here myself? And you know, I truly do. I think that. And like when you come in here, like I want you to have an experience.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that experience, let me know. Like I don't want
that.
You know what I mean?
You do a good job.
It's so important of it.
Yeah, because you're smart. You know that they could go online, and you want to make it so amazing that they don't want to go online. They actually want to come in and see you. My Aunt Cynthia says, in sneezing, yeah, that's from the book, Malcolm Gladwell's book called Blank, where he talks about producing sneezing clients. These are people that you infect with your value, and they sneeze about you, so they infect others. Hop-shoo, YM Camera. Hop-shoo, Flourish.Academy. They just tell everybody about you because they're so excited about the service you provide. You have to give them a reason to talk. You cannot be vanilla in a pumpkin spice world, because that makes you forgettable.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. I think we got one more here from Tina.
Tina, the 70-200 is a heavy lens. That is true. Oh, Jody says, I keep having Heather's voice, in the back of my head telling me to hustle. So I'm always trying to find ways to do that.
That's awesome, Jody.
Every day I'm hustling. So Tina says the 70-200 is a heavy lens. I'm always worried that it's too heavy for the camera to support by itself, so I'm always being very cautious, that's smart, when carrying it. I hold the lens and not the body of the camera. Yeah, I talked to her about that. I have another question, but am I being overcautious? Should you clean the contact points of the lens? If so, how would you know when they need to be cleaned, and what would you do to clean them?
All right, I think you're worrying about something you don't need to worry about. I mean, you need to be careful. You need to obviously not hold the camera like this and put a lot of pressure. But like cleaning the contacts, any professional service company will clean those for you. The only time you really do need to clean the contacts if you're getting communication errors. Don't worry about it. Like my lenses, they sit in my bag. I haven't cleaned the contacts for a while because I don't get communications errors. But I mean, there is things you can do to help carrying a 70-200 2.8. Like you just switch to peak design.
The sling strap.
That's where I'm going with it. Where it's just it's so easy to. I
had to.
It helps out when you're walking around, so you're not. It's not like because if you think about it, if you had the standard strap around your neck and the camera here and the lens is facing down, otherwise you could put the plate on the lens and then it'll just sit right on the side.
It's so nice.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe look at a different strap, but don't be too worried. If you have a Canon, even Nikon, that's the EF or the F mount Nikon. That mount has been tried and true. Don't worry about breaking that unless you know. And maybe if you're traveling, don't keep the lens on the camera body.
Right.
I just read a horror story about some guy rated D810 in a 800 f4, and he broke the mount. So don't. But so if you're traveling,
be careful.
Take it off the mount and store them separately. But don't worry too much about that. But maybe look into a strap for the weight issues. Or get some awesome
Get a sling strap.
lens.
Yeah, come on out here. Okay, so in order to wrap up, every week I pick my favorite question and they get a free mentoring phone call just to help. So this week I want you to pick.
You didn't tell me this.
No, I didn't. Okay, and my favorite question is usually the question that I think made me think the most.
Can I look through them again?
Yeah. So I'm surprised with that. So Laurie's asking, what is the best camera strap or two when shooting with two cameras? I wouldn't. Okay, let me just say. I wouldn't carry two cameras around unless you absolutely had to, because the weight is just too much. So if you can, I would have one in your bag and then one on your person. And I like that strap. I like that sling strap. So that's what I'm going to recommend. Maybe
some people even do a sling strap and then they get a holster on the side.
Holster, good idea.
I have a lot of my people do that where they'll have like a light 50 and then their body something real on the side on the holster.
Yeah.
Some people use that hold fast stuff. I've never tried that. I don't have any thoughts on it.
Leanne uses a holster and she likes it. I think she uses a spider and she just clicks it in there.
With the spider, people like that.
Yeah, she likes it.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
So favorite question? You're telling me
what question?
You guys had all amazing questions and I loved answering. I want to be on this every week. This is my favorite segment. I love this.
So favorite question either that made you think the most or that you learned the most from?
Learned the most.
Laurie, I recommend the Peak Design sling strap. That's the one that I like. Thank you.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go with Laura.
Laura's question.
Honestly, that's a good question, and I liked your answer too.
Oh,
so
thanks.
that's really good. It's because I think no matter what industry you're in, you have the opportunity to wow clients. And you can be photographer. Anything you do, you want to create an experience for someone. And that's a great question, and I know Heather can definitely help you out on.
Thank you.
On
so I'll talk to her.
Experiences.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll send you a link to set up your free session. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for coming out to the store.
Fun. Oh, great. We'll
fun.
see you guys. Thanks.